my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
Hey guys, welcome in, welcome in. It's good to see everybody. I'm here. I was gone for one day, but you never know. I might take another day off, you never know. But welcome in, it's good to see everybody. Let me get the chat going here. That way if you guys are watching, you want to watch on this screen, it's there. Well, thank you, Willows, for becoming a new member. I appreciate that so very much. Thank you. I really do appreciate that. Thank you very much. I really do. Every time I look behind me, I just get so excited for Christmas. I really do. And Ashley renewed. Look at that, because I know you didn't become a new member. You renewed. I know that girl. She's been here forever and a day. And I wish she would have been here a little longer with me. But she's been here since pretty much the beginning. I'll have to tell you about like the beginning of the channel sometime. We'll have to go back and review like old videos that I did or something. That'll be fun. I think that'll be a fun time. I'm doing well, Ladybug. I am. They sent me home with 600 milligram Motrin, which is like crazy to me. But other than that, before we get started, I'll tell you a little bit about. So I had a procedure done yesterday. If you guys know the channel, you know. I'll tell you really fast what happened. They put the intravenous in, and I knew it was wrong. You know when you know your body. Well, I know that's not a good spot for me. That's just not like in the like cuff of my arm. It still hurts. He had the IV in my arm, and he's like, "Well, it's going through." It was going through my bloodstream. He didn't have it in my IV. The IV was not in the vein. So then I'm sitting there for like 15 minutes like that. And I'm like, this is kind of hurting a little bit. I was like, I'm not going to lie. So he goes, he gets this other doctor. And the other doctor's like, yeah, take that out. So he took it out. And I'm like, great. Now he's going to prick me again. And I didn't like it the first time. It was like a fishing expedition in my arm. So I'm like sitting there and I was like, I don't feel very well. And I've been through 30 surgeries or more, and I've never felt sick. I've walked in, I've walked out. You know what I mean? I'm one of those people, but this one was just different. It was just different. But I did walk out. But they tried to get me to hold on to Vincent, and I kept forgetting. Hey, Casey, hey, Ladybug. He kept forgetting to hold on to me. Hey, Catherine. I was like, if I nosedive in here, it's all your fault. But other than the pain, it's not bad, and the looks of it, But they did really good with the prosthetic, which is going to be for 4 months. So I better get used to it. Hey, Kathy. Hey, Kitsy Cats. Welcome on in. And hey, Ashley Higgins. You're like one of the only people I call by your first and last name. I always do that. I have a friend that I used to work with, and I do that with her too. It's so funny. And thank you again, Willis, for becoming a member. Get comfortable in your, get your snacky snacks. Welcome in, welcome in. Hey, Tempest. I missed you guys last night. I know it was only one night, but still. Hey, Marcella. I tell you, I didn't leave the bed when I got home. I didn't leave the bed the whole night. I just sat in bed. Hola, baby girl. Vincent was like, you were in there all night. I'm like, heck yeah, I was. What's up? And he told me tonight, he was like, you shouldn't do a live. Pardon me, sir? He's like, you should be laying down. And I loved that. I just love that he said that. It was sweet. I was like, I'm fine. Made another live. Yes, you did, Simply Felicity. Hey, DM. Welcome on in. Hey, Tom. I'm late again. Yeah, I'm always late. I always be late. I was eating tacos, and then I always eat right before the live, and then I brush my teeth right before the live. It's just that's what I do. But then I had to realize I forgot I have to do this mouthwash now, and I got a little behind. Yeah, it's Vincent's fault. Actually, he put together his own birthday present tonight. I got him I wanted to get him a coffee bar. Like I wanted to make it like a really beautiful coffee bar, right? And where it almost looked like it was built in a way. I don't know how to explain it, but it came in a million parts. And I was like, well, start working, I guess. Hey, Mandy. But he built it tonight. It looks so good. But one of the knobs, the screw was messed up. So I'm just like, we'll have to get another screw. Hey, Gwen. It's been a while, I feel like, since I've seen you. How are you? So if you want to go to the old feed, if you're on the cell phone kind of version, vertical version, just go to the 3 dots. There should be 3 dots and you can go to your save later, or you can hit the like button and then go to your videos, like in your like YouTube, and go under your liked videos and go to that, and it'll put you back into the regular one. That's how I've always figured it out. I'm surprised they didn't throw up on Vincent. But they let him leave the room. Hey, Brie. I'm glad they did. He wouldn't. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. No, the IVs. He would have died. He would have carried me out of there. Hey, Garrett. It has been a while. How are you doing? Yeah, there's like 2 of me. There's 2 of me if you go to the other side. Oh, thanks, Marcella. It's been worse. Hey, PKC. I mean, I don't know. The procedure, I was asleep, but I don't know. Having to wear this retainer, that sucks. I do have a little bit of a lisp now. If you want to make fun of it, go ahead. I think that if there's certain words that I say more with a lisp, let me know, because I think a lisp is really cute. Hey, Citizen. Hey, Tracy. I will log off if I start to feel some pain. I took an ibuprofen 600 milligram before I came on, and I'm an Advil gal. I love Advil. I did tell her though, I was like, I'm in some pain, like, and I don't say that I'm in pain. Like I just don't. I don't think this work. Whenever I do, I don't think people comprehend. Like I've been through way worse, and I don't complain about pain. If I wanted to be on pain medication, I could be, right? I've got 3 curves in my back. We could be doing that, but we don't. We go physical therapy instead. But she told me to come in tomorrow, which is like an hour and, some odd drive, but it's at 2:00, so it's okay. But anyways, let's get into tonight's live. I talked your guys' ears off for about 8 minutes. Usually YouTube won't ding you if you're good between 8 to 10 minutes. And I actually got an email from them not too long ago, and it was like, something about ad placement, because I don't know, something like they trusted my content. I don't know. That's all I got from the whole letter. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so nice. And I wish I need to go back and find it and print it out, put it on my, put it behind me or something. I don't know. It was really sweet. Yeah. Probably off the story. No, I didn't. But did you read, but wait till I read what I read you tonight. He's such a baby. Kohberger is such a baby. Should we start with him? Should we start with the baby? We'll do him second, because he is a baby. I think he's kind of mad that the attention's starting to go off of him. I mean, case is over. People don't really care too much about him anymore. Hey, Amber, we really didn't care too much about him to begin with, and now he's just known for it as a number, 163214. Had to ruin, social security numbers and birthdays for everyone. He does hate bananas. Yeah. Let's actually do Kohberger first. Let me go down to here. But actually, let me go up to let me do my intro. I don't really have an intro, but this is the best as it's going to get. But hi, everyone. Welcome back to Titanium Built. My name is Tanya, and I'm really glad that you're here tonight. Thank you for being here. I do appreciate it. We've got some important true crime updates to go over. And as always, thank you again for being here. I'll thank you a million times. Before we start, I do want to remind you that we do have channel memberships. They are available. in this exclusive club, if you would like to join, they're only $1.99. I think I have the cheapest memberships on the YouTube streets. And if I don't, then that's weird because I think they started $1.99. But I'm going to go ahead and throw that link in the chat, and then I will paste it, or I'll paste it to the top. Hey, King Charles, UK Aries. How you doing, Aries? Hopefully you're doing well. Also, one more thing of important business. I don't know if you guys knew, but I had to take off the one nail, remember? Because for their procedure. Well, I got it back and we did a polka dot. We did polka dots, so I got it back. My mom would have been proud of that. She got mad once when they took her nail polish off. So, Kohberger. Okay. I need to get rid of some of those pictures in my media with him. But according to recent media, reports, Kohberger has reportedly been complaining about seemingly everything. And they are minor issues whenever it comes to prison, such as the type of bananas served to him at IMSI, behavior some law enforcement officers interpret as him trying to be in control or maintain notoriety behind bars. And I believe that. I mean, you ain't got it, Kohberger. You never did. I wonder how many, if he gets any mail. I'm assuming he would. I don't know. Maybe it's just not from the right people. I don't know. There's also been criticism of a dramatized account of the murders being developed into a film, which we've talked about that, that they are going to make, the Idaho 4 into a film on Lifetime. I don't know when it's going to be done. I do want to see it, though. I'm just curious. I think everybody's curious to see it. It's probably going to be dumb. I'm assuming it's going to be corny and cheesy, and it's going to make me mad, and I'm probably going to, break my TV, but I do want to see it. And if you guys know how to get Lifetime, let me know without having to sign up for a whole service. If Lifetime has a service, I don't know if they do or not. I'm not sure. But the other day we've got, he also was talking about, the prisoners harassing him, like Peru, trying to get the officers involved, saying, do you know who it is? And they were like, I don't know his voice. I don't know his voice. We all know what a Peru sounds like. I'm sorry, but if your name's Peru, you have an accent more than likely. And if he doesn't, just like everybody in that pod, which is not very many people, that officer, he's going to know the names, or he's going to know whose voice is whose. He's just going to know. He's just going to know. I think that's hilarious. But Peru is waiting for him, I'm sure. I'm sure he is. But the other day, he was mad about bananas. Of course, I don't know if they weren't ripe enough or it was the type of banana. Maybe they don't get their bananas from Albertsons. That could be it. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Hey, Dawn. Hey, Tony. That could be it. I mean, maybe he likes Albertsons now. Or maybe he likes Costco. I don't know. But now he's saying, look at this. Look, I just saw this right before the live. And I said, you got to be freaking kidding me. I was like, are you kidding me? He ain't going to do nothing. Kohberger threatened to harm himself, prison guards say, but may just be playing games. Are you friggin' kidding me, Kohberger? We'll put you back in this turtle suit. Put him back in that turtle suit now. As soon as he's threatened to harm himself, he should be in the turtle suit. No bed covers, no nothing. No toothpaste, none of that. We couldn't get that lucky, Ashley said. Yeah. I just don't see him doing it. I mean, I don't want him to do it because I want him to serve out his whole life sentence, every day of his life. I want it to be miserable for him. But are we kidding? And he probably said that to be dramatic. I mean, oh my gosh. The things I used to say to my parents when I was a kid to be dramatic, I can only imagine. I feel like that's Kohberger saying that to the prison guards. I'm just going to go do something to myself. They probably said, well, okay, make sure you're here for lunch. You know, we serve it at 4:30. I think it's more like 12, but you know. It says Kohberger is extremely unhappy with his living arrangements while serving time for killing the Idaho 4, according to the Daily Mail. Maybe we should go over the Daily Mail. Maybe they'll have more to it. Let's see. Chris McDonough apparently knows somebody in there. I don't know. But he's getting a lot of information. We're getting a lot of information from Chris McDonough. Okay, we'll read this one because it looks like there's a little more to it. But it says, Kohberger's threatening to harm himself behind bars if prison guards don't move him away from the other inmates who are constantly tormenting him, the Daily Mail has exclusively learned. Hey, Betsy. How you doing, Betsy? Right? It's prison. This is, you're absolutely right. This is not the Ritz-Carlton. I'm sorry, buddy. You took a left and you zigged instead of zagging. Like, but you know, I don't know how they do it, but you know that someone's going to twist this into like making it to where it's like Kohberger comes out on top. I don't know how they do it. They're like magicians when it comes to that. But he's starting to harm himself, you know. The former criminology PhD student, I don't know why we have to talk about that anymore, who turned 31 on November 21st, has been held on J Block inside Idaho's maximum security prison in Kuna for the last 4 months since he was sentenced to life in prison for the November 13th, 2022 murders of the 4 University of Idaho students. Those segregated in the restrictive housing unit, which he will probably be for the rest of his whole damn life, the high-profile inmate's life inside has gotten off to a rocky start, with fellow prisoners harassing him by shouting and allegedly making threats through the air vents. I think they're just trying to talk to him. Hey, Maga Mama, I think they're just trying to talk to him. They're bored. They want to know what he knows, you know? Hey, dude, you're already convicted. What'd you do? We heard all about it, you know, on our little TVs. Kohberger, now known as inmate number 163214, has already filed a string of complaints over his fellow inmates, as well as his food choices and access to commissary, and he was asked to be relocated to a different block. The dude has asked for everything. If you could send a kite for it, he's probably sent it just with a heart on it or something. I mean, he don't know about that prison life. Now, a law enforcement source has revealed Kohberger is warning staff he will harm himself if they don't give in to his demands and move him to another part of the prison. Where does he want to go? Does he want to go to general population? Do you want to be thrown in general population? Because they could do that. Like, he just wants to be moved to another, like H block, which is the same as J block. It just has a different letter. Like, you know what I mean? I think that's what they said to him before. The prisoners are still relentlessly harassing him to the point now where he has written staff messages saying if they don't move him out of J block, he is going to harm himself. Chris McDonough, a retired homicide detective who works for the Cold Case Foundation, told Daily Mail. McDonough said he learned from an insider that Kohberger has made that threat to hurt himself both verbally and in written complaint to staff. So yeah, you see that you got to put him in the turtle suit and call it a day. Padded room. Here you go, buddy. You're in here for at least 5 days. Prison guards are unsure if Kohberger plans to physically cause harm or if he is just playing games. Well, you don't take these things lightly. To try to get his own way. I think he's definitely doing it to get his own way, but we still should, and nobody should take it lightly. The mass killer has made it clear he wants to be housed on a medical ward where cells are typically nicer and more spacious. We saw his cell. It's bigger than most bedrooms. It's as big as a studio. What is he talking about? It's like a 10 by 20. 20 by 10, I don't know how their measurements work, but it's no 6 by 9. He has not even gone to if he does get into general population and he gets into one of them 6 by 9 cells with another bunkie, he's going to go out of his mind. That bunkie is going to be like, you better move me now, buddy. You better just move me now. And this picture creeps me out. Look at them eyebrows. freaking pulling him out. I don't know what he was doing. The question is he using a threat about harming himself as leverage to get out of J Block, or does he really feel he's going to harm himself? He's not saying I'm going to kill myself. It's I'm going to harm myself. Call his mama. Call mother. Regardless, it's a threat that prison staff are taking seriously. What are they doing? They're keeping him isolated and are carrying out more checks on him and his cell. That ain't going to do shit. They go every 15 minutes. Or what are you going to do? Go every 5? As soon as you lap around, he could do something. And by the time you lap back around for 5 minutes, he's dead. I don't like this. And they're obviously not letting him have access to anything he could use to harm himself, like shoelaces or sharp instruments such as pencils or pens. Okay, I guess they took the bed sheets away. I guess he's back in the turtle suit. But despite keeping a closer eye on the high-profile inmate, the prison is so far refusing to bow down to his demands to be relocated. That would be funny as hell if he said, "I'm going to kill myself," and then they put him in the turtle jacket, little turtle vest, and they put him in another, not like the ward he wanted to be in, but put him in another like cell. I mean, that would be funny to me. As the state's only maximum security facility, the prison is home to some of Idaho's most dangerous and violent male offenders, including death row inmates. I'm sure Chad Daybell, he could share his cell. As the state's, inside the restrictive housing unit, Kohberger is currently kept away from other inmates for his own safety. He spends 23 hours a day in his cell with only 1 hour of outdoor recreation. They've not moved him out of J Block because where he is now, he is isolated. They're trying to keep him away from the other inmates because the other inmates have made it clear he's not welcome there. Wow. Uh-oh. They have not accepted him into the prison system. Yeah, because he doesn't really look like he belongs. But they will start to like Kohberger because he could be like their little prison lawyer or something. He probably thought he was going to come into the prison system with notoriety, and he's seen the opposite of that. So they're trying to keep him isolated because they're afraid if an inmate gets a hold of him, they may harm him. Yeah, okay. So back in August, Daily Mail exclusively revealed that Kohberger was being relentlessly tormented by his new jailmates as soon as he arrived in the penitentiary. It says an insider told McDonough that the inmates in this nearby cells were shouting through the vents into his cell at all hours of the day. They want to get to know him. I'm telling you, I'm being serious. They probably are like, man, there's a new guy here. We've been listening to the same 5 guys for years. Let's see what he's got to say. And then he didn't say anything. And then they were like, well, we don't like Kohberger. I don't know. The inmates even joined forces to work together to target the mass killer, taking it in turns to shout at him. Kohberger instantly began complaining to the prison guards about the behavior, claiming they were keeping him awake at night. Okay. Prisons, it's not like they cut the lights off and they say, now everybody go to bed and be good. No. You hear horror, I hear, at night in prisons. Like, men screaming and things of that nature. Like, I hear it's pretty bad. And I don't think it's going to get any better for Kohberger. After 1 day on the block, he filed a formal written complaint about the alleged minute-by-minute verbal threats/harassment and requested a transfer to another part of the prison. Unit 2 of J Block is an environment that I wish to transfer from, he wrote. I mean, that prison's big. Put him somewhere else. Days later, he filed another complaint alleging he was the victim of sexual threats. In that note, dated August 4th, the mass killer claimed one inmate told him, "I'll BF you," while another one said the only A we'll be eating is Kohberger's. A prison guard confirmed that they had overheard vulgar language being directed towards Kohberger. According to an incident notification, the report concluded Kohberger felt safe to remain on J Block. So see, he felt safe. A housing placement hearing was then held in the prison On August 12th, after Kohberger requested a move to protective custody over the incidents with fellow inmates, the Idaho Statesman reported, both Kohberger and the committee agreed he should remain segregated from other inmates for the time being. Like, he's having a say. Like, they're pulling him aside. I've never... What? Has anyone ever heard that? Anybody that like has somebody that in the prison system, there's a lot of people that know people in the prison system. I have never heard of them taking an inmate out of his cell and saying, well, this is the reason why we feel like you should be here. And, is that cool? I ain't never heard of that day in my life. Yeah, nothing but the suit. Hey, Cheryl. Welcome in, everybody. If I didn't see you, welcome in. Welcome in. If you guys don't mind, we take a second and hit the like button. I did forget to ask you guys that in the beginning. I forgot. Better late than never. Okay. But the mass killer revealed his desire to eventually be able to join other inmates for recreation and work inside the prison, just like other high-profile residents on J2 does. What's he going to do? Make license plates for the rest of his life? I don't know if they still do that, but it would be a good job. At the time, IDOC insisted Kohberger was safe and secure in the prison, pointing out he was housed alone in a cell, and IDOC security staff maintained a safe and orderly environment for all individuals in our custody. 4 months have now passed since Kohberger's arrival at the prison, but there has been no let-up in the torment, McDonough revealed. Instead, the inmates remain relentless in their harassment of the mass killer, yelling through vents, kicking their doors, basically driving him nuts. Oh, are we supposed to feel bad? Look at him. He's got a big old cell. Look at that. He can do jumping jacks in there. I mean, I still don't know why he kept this dirty ass rag after he cleaned them shoes, though. That's not OCD like behavior. That's weird. That's hoarding like behavior. I guess that could be an OCD. And Kohberger's frustration with his current predicament is becoming a headache for prison staff. I can only imagine. He's constantly trying to press everyone's buttons because the prisoners are pressing his buttons, and so that's kind of transferring to the staff. Kohberger's complaints about prison life aren't only reserved for his interactions with other inmates. Within the first month of his incarceration alone, he filed at least 5 formal complaints, including issues with missing items from his meal tray and being unable to access the online commissary system. We went through those. After releasing the formal written complaints in August, IDOC said future public records requests of the same nature would likely be denied. Well, why? Let us have some fun. Since then, IDOC has not released those records when requests have been made by the Daily Mail. But as of late, McDonough said Kohberger has become disgruntled with one specific fruit on his meal tray, bananas. I'm particular about my bananas too, I like them to be just right. I don't like them to be too ripe or not too ripe. I like them just like in the middle. But that's the thing with me is I didn't kill 4 people, so I could do that with my bananas. Kohberger, if you have bruises on your nanners, that's your own fault. You're a vegan. You can eat that. I mean, you're vegan. I'm sure you've ate worse, It says they're not the kind he likes. I'm not sure if that means that they have bruises on them and he doesn't like that, or if there are a particular type of banana that he likes, but he's complaining about the food he's getting. It's probably just an old banana, a little bit older. It's probably got a little bruising on it. It's okay, Kohberger. We looked it up. It's just a little sugar. He is also complaining about the type of cell he is in, the size of the cell, and where it's located. He didn't get the beachfront property. He didn't get the corner cell. He's mad. The sense is that Kohberger believes he should be getting special treatment because of the infamy of his crimes. It's about power and control. He was a nobody until he murdered 4 people. He was irrelevant to the world, and now he's Bryan Kohberger, who has slaughtered 4 people. And because he didn't have to stand up in court and tell the world how brutal these crimes were, he holds the cards, and he's trying to leverage that. I agree, Chris McDonough, wholeheartedly. A former veteran homicide detective and an expert in predator behavior, McDonough said he believes Kohberger is also looking for fame and notoriety with his demands. It's part of a pattern seen in Kohberger's refusal to speak in court, to reveal his motive and what really happened on the night of the murders. Kohberger broke into an off-campus home, we know the deal, in Moscow, Idaho on November 13th, 2022, and stabbed 21-year-old best friends Kaylee Gonzalez, Madison Mogan, and 20-year-old couples Anna Kernodle and Ethan Chapin to death. He was arrested at his parents' house in Pennsylvania on December 30th. After his DNA was found on the K-bar knife sheath he left behind at the scene. The murder weapon, the military knife Kohberger bought from Amazon 8 months before his killing spree, has never been found. He pled guilty, so I think we know the rest of it. Mrs. McDonough believes the decision not to make it a requirement of his plea deal that Kohberger revealed these details has given the mass killer the leverage and control he craves. I believe that also. I think that he shouldn't have got. It's so dumb and ignorant to me that you can work, and I'm talking to Bill Thompson and company, that you can work a case for almost 2.5 years. It takes up your whole life. This is a huge case. This is the biggest case of your career. And then you are there on the 50-yard line. You're getting ready to play. We're saying 50-yard, okay? And you just fumbled the ball. No, actually, you don't even fumble the ball because you don't even play. You go, timeout, timeout, timeout. I'm hurt. And then you just get up, you just leave the field and leave everybody on the field wondering, what the hell just happened? We haven't even played. We haven't even played yet. How did he get hurt? How's he out? How's he doing this? That's what it felt like. He failed the families, yeah. I mean, I just feel so bad for them. If I was one of the family members, good golly. I mean, really, Steve Gonzalez has got nothing on my wrath. Believe you me, I would have been in there. And like Olivia, the way that she said it was perfect, I would have been like a chicken with its head cut off. I would have just been screaming at the guy. You know what I mean? Like, maybe he could get on maybe he could do like yard work and he could build himself a garden. Fumbelina. Fumbleruski. Yeah, you got that right, Cheryl. He's back to being a nobody, yeah. He mad. His feelings are hurt. Well, maybe, what's her name? Ashley Hislop. Maybe she'll go over there and give him a try. I'm sure people have talk to him. I'm sure. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, actually, let me pull up something real quick. Just a picture really quick. Just so that you guys know who I'm talking about. Because we talked about this case the other day, and it's Brie Aguilera. And let me pop out of Bryan's stuff. Okay. So I have updates on her case, and unfortunately, I don't know. I don't know. Like, this case is still crazy to me. This case is still crazy. So on Friday, November 29th this year, just this past weekend, Brie attended a tailgate event for a football game between Texas A&M, that's where she goes, and the University of Texas at Austin. Police say that she became very intoxicated. This is new information that we didn't know before. That she became really intoxicated, and that she was asked to leave the tailgate around 10 p.m. that evening. She later ended up at the Rio Apartments that we looked at on our first live about this case on the 17th floor. And it's student housing, I guess, apparently, but we looked at the prices. I don't know how that works, but they're ridiculous. But it says here, So she went to the tailgate. She was asked to leave the tailgate. She went over to this house at the Rio. It's like a 17-story or 20. It's a 21-story building. She was on the 17th floor of the house. Surveillance shows her arriving at the building at 11 p.m. Around 12:43 to 12:44 a.m., police say she made a phone call from a borrowed phone to her boyfriend because she couldn't find her phone after she left the tailgate. Witnesses said that they heard them arguing. So just 2 minutes later, by 12:46 a.m., a bystander called 911 after apparently hearing a thud and finding her unresponsive on the ground outside the building. So this person found her immediately. Like I said, remember I said last night, like I was like, this seems like a busy area. Why didn't someone find her sooner? No, they found her like right away. Let me grab my drink. So once the officers arrived, she was pronounced dead on arrival at 12:56 a.m. with injuries consistent with having fallen from a higher floor. They weren't sure what number floor she was on at the time. The Austin Police Department says that their investigation found no evidence of foul play or of homicide. And also, before I forget, remember there was 15 people supposedly at this party, and we were like, how is 15 people fitting in these little, that we looked at the house and everything, or the apartments, like we went through and looked at the visual tours, and we were wondering how 15 people would kind of like be sitting in this apartment. And I guess right before all of this happened, before she made the phone call and everything to her boyfriend, I guess a group of those people left. So there was only, I believe, 3 or 4 people, including her, there at the apartment. So investigators did recover her lost phone and discovered a deleted digital suicide note dated on November 25th. And that like ripped through my little heart, like when I heard that. So apparently she had wrote this note, and it was addressed to loved ones, along with text messages and witness statements indicating she had expressed those thoughts in the past few months and as recently as the night of her death. So based on digital evidence, witness statements, surveillance, and lack of signs of a struggle or third-party involvement, APD has officially ruled this as a suicide. But we are going to go through their press conference that they did today, because it's short. It's like 12 minutes long, but I don't know. Something is just still not ringing. And I just still have questions, and, maybe we'll get them answered. Maybe we won't. Hopefully we will. We've had those cases where we just don't. Now her family, despite police's conclusion, and I can understand this. I said this with, Riley Strain's family also. I can understand that, if she did do this to herself, why her parents wouldn't want to believe it. I mean, look at her. She's smiley. She's beautiful. She's going to a great college. She wants to be a lawyer. I mean, everything is going and good in her life, right? And if she did this over a boy, God, that's heartbreaking, because there are so many boys out there. You just got to college, 19 years old. 19. I mean, so, but the official, so even though they said, that they're ruling this suicide right now, right? We still haven't had an official autopsy or toxicology. There's none of that's happened yet. So until we get those, those documents or whatever, then, or we get word, that those have come out and, they say what they say they were going to say, we're just going to go with, we don't know what happened to her, because we don't know. I mean, the cops can say suicide, but her friends called the police. And this is another thing that's weird. This is something that's weird. It's weird, freaking weird. But her friends called the police. And literally she was only gone for like 20 minutes maybe. And they're calling the police going, we have a missing friend. We want to file a missing report. What? If a group of my friends had just left, right? And I didn't find my friend there, even if it was 10 minutes later, I would have thought she probably called one of those guys and left with them. That's what I would assume. I wouldn't immediately go, we got to call the police. Got to call the police right now. She did this to herself. Or she fell off, she jumped off the roof or whatever. I don't know why they would. I don't know. I don't know why they didn't call and say she just jumped off the roof. That would be better than calling and saying, hey, we're looking for our friend. She's missing. Because I feel like, in my opinion, she just wouldn't have went and jumped off of it. I don't understand that. I don't understand like her not trying to talk to a friend first, or a friend noticing her going towards that balcony door and saying, hey, like, what's going on with you? Because she would look different. I'm sure she would look like different. It's just like, I don't know. Maybe I just wish someone was there to help her, I guess, That's all. It's tough. So, let me see. Actually, I could just read this. I'll read this to you guys instead of, let me see. Yeah, instead of doing the whole press conference. Because it's kind of low. Let me see. We can do the press conference. We'll see, because I think it's kind of like loud.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for being here. First, I want to offer my deepest condolences to Brianna Aguilera's family, friends, and loved ones. I stand before you as the chief of police, but first and foremost as a mother.
Is that really loud, or is it obnoxious? Is it like, can you guys hear it okay? Because if you can't, then I'll read it to you. I wouldn't be able to jump either. I don't even think there's nothing that can make me do that. Unless it was to save a family member, you know what I mean, or something, then I'll go straight over. It's fine. Okay, thanks very much.
I have 3 daughters and a son, and I cannot begin to imagine the pain that Brianna's family is feeling. As a parent, none of us want to contemplate the loss of a child, and again, my heart aches for them. Before I turn this over to our lead detective, I want to be clear about a few things. It is not common for a police department to speak publicly about a death by suicide. But inaccurate information circulated and been reported. And that has led to additional harm of innocent people, bullying included, and their families. There have also been statements suggesting that police have failed to do our jobs. Those statements are not accurate. I understand how grief and the need for answers can raise intense emotions and many questions. But sometimes the truth doesn't provide the answers we are hoping for, and that is this case. Please know that careful investigations take time. We must interview witnesses, collect evidence, and piece together facts.
Yeah, they take time.
Releasing partial information too early can jeopardize the integrity of that case. I want to assure everyone that our team worked around the clock. These guys do not sleep. They worked around the clock on this case. And many of them are parents themselves. We used every available resource, interviewed numerous people, gathered evidence, because we too want to understand what happened to Brianna, who was clearly loved by so many.
She just said we wanted to find out what happened to Brianna, but okay.
I want to thank our homicide unit and victim services for their thorough work on this investigation and providing support for everyone that has been involved. I'm now going to turn it over to Detective Marshall, who will walk us through the timeline. First,
This is the timeline, so this is what I thought was important.
To start off by saying that our deepest sympathies and condolences during this investigation,
I've had a chance to speak with numerous members of her family and friend group, both here in Austin and College Station and in Laredo. All of them, it's completely apparent that she was very much loved. Every friend and witness during this investigation has been nothing but forthcoming and open during the entire time of cooking. I've been in contact with dozens of people over the past week, and every single one of them has answered my calls, my texts, submitted to interviews, and helped give answers from the moment that I've asked for that. This also includes several people submitting to second interviews freely and without hesitation. The location this happened at, the 21 Rio Apartments, have also been helpful since the very beginning of this investigation. They've allowed us around-the-clock access to the apartment which Brianna was last seen at, as well as access to their internal camera system, which has been very beneficial in establishing a timeline of that evening's event.
I'm going to say this. The girl probably didn't move out of the apartment. Remember last night, her mom was saying the girl moved out real quick. I think that they probably told her she couldn't go back because it's a crime scene.
On Saturday, November 29th, at approximately 12:46 a.m., the Austin police officers responded to a call of a deceased person located at 2101 Rio Grande Street. The decedent, later identified as Brianna Aguilera, was located on the ground with trauma consistent to having fallen from a higher floor. Brianna was pronounced deceased at 12:56 a.m. I, along with crime scene specialists, responded to process the scene and interview witnesses. A witness informed officers that they had heard a sound of a thud and then observed a female on the ground. Initially, it was unknown who the decedent was and on what floor she had fallen. The medical examiner arrived on scene and the body was taken to the medical examiner's office, where she was later positively identified. In the meantime, I was able to contact one of the employees at the 21 Rio Apartments at approximately 6 a.m. that same morning. The staff at 21 Rio were cooperative throughout this entire investigation. By approximately 10 a.m., we were able to access the camera's system inside the apartment complex, which shows us the hallway areas. It was found that Brianna had arrived at the apartment complex just after 11 p.m. on Friday, November 28th, and that she went into a specific apartment on the 17th floor. Video surveillance has confirmed that a large group of friends left that same apartment at 12:30 a.m. on November 29th, leaving just Brianna and 3 other girls in the apartment.
How does this happen in such a short amount of time? And I want to know what the ex or the boyfriend said. I'm just curious.
Now, on Saturday, November 29th, at approximately 12:54 p.m., I, along with patrol officers, made contact with the residents of that specific apartment that Brianna had been observed going into.
So by what, 12:47, I think she was dead. So didn't he just say 12:30? Or was it 12:57? I'm on 12:56. So 20 minutes. Oh my goodness.
The residents informed me that they were trying to report that their friend Brianna was missing. I was able later to confirm they had in fact placed a 911 call at 12:14 p.m. earlier that afternoon to report their friend Brianna was missing.
Oh, it was in the afternoon that they did that. That's weird.
They informed me that they were hosting friends for the Texas A&M football game and that Brianna was supposed to be staying there that preceding evening. I spoke with 3 different female witnesses on scene, as well as later a 4th witness who had left earlier that night.
Hold on, I'm sorry to keep pausing this. It was a day game, I think. They're tailgating. This is what's going to piss me off here in a minute. So they're tailgating all these people, right? Brie gets kicked out of the tailgating party. Who left with her? Nobody, apparently. I wonder what time she was kicked out of the tailgating thing. If this was like, if she was kicked out before and then they leave at 12:14 and they're like, oh my God, we can't find her now. You know, I'm just saying, I'm just curious. I'm just wondering.
The investigation showed that Brianna had been at a tailgate party earlier in the day and became intoxicated to a point where she was asked to leave the same time. She had told her friends that she had lost her phone at some point near that tailgate. They had all returned to the apartment where Brianna borrowed a phone of a friend to call an out-of-town boyfriend. Witnesses heard Brianna arguing on the phone with her boyfriend which was also confirmed later by the boyfriend. Phones from both the phone Brianna used and the boyfriend's phone have confirmed through call logs that call did occur. Now, this call occurred at approximately 12:43 to 12:44 a.m.
Yeah, so that's at night. What happened all throughout the day? What happened with this whole our friends missing at 12:14? I don't know why it sounds so airy. I was trying to turn up the volume, and it didn't really turn up the volume for him.
Approximately 1 minute. This is 2 minutes before the 911 call of the body found down below. On Saturday, November 29th, it was found that Brianna's mother, Stephanie Rodriguez, had called the Austin Police Department at 12:50 p.m. This was in an attempt to locate Brianna.
Okay, so my question is, did her friends call Brianna's mother and say, "Hey, we can't find Brie. We already called the police at 12:15 or 12:14 and made a report." And then her mom calls at 12:50 and makes a report? Or do they not speak to each other at all? This is weird. Like, is anyone else feeling like this is weird? Two people have called saying she's missing, but I don't think they had talked to each other. I don't know.
Rodriguez called back an hour later at 2 p.m. stating the location of her daughter's missing phone.
Yeah, because see, they didn't talk to each other because the girl was said she lost her phone and this and that. And I remember her mom saying that her location was off, and that's why they were trying to ping it.
The phone was located by Austin police officers in a wooded area by 3:30 p.m. that afternoon near Walnut Creek in a field by the Austin Rugby Club.
I'm gonna have to look up that. I wonder how close that is to the apartments.
Through this investigation, it was found that Brianna had attended the tailgate on Friday, November 28th at the Austin Rugby Club, arriving between 4 and 5 p.m. and then leaving at approximately 10 p.m. Witnesses stated that after...
So what the heck happened in the morning for her friends to call at 12:14 p.m.?
Brianna was asked to leave the tailgate. She had repeatedly dropped her phone and staggered into a nearby wooded area where her phone and other items were later located by Austin police. Just after 4 p.m. on Saturday, November 29th, officers from the scene paged homicide and informed them that they had located the property belonging to Brianna and determined that there was also a separate deceased person call with the same name. Rodriguez was notified of Brianna's death just before 5 p.m.
Yeah, they called her and said, "We found your daughter in the morgue."
Brianna's phone was placed with the rest of her property still on the 17th floor of the apartment for her family to later receive. On Monday, December 1st.
Okay, I'm sorry I keep pausing it. Why would you put her phone? That could be evidence. You never know. You should work. They say you work every case as a homicide until you know otherwise. Her body has not even been seen by she hasn't even had an autopsy yet. And they're putting her phone back into the apartment that she supposedly had this, like, where she died from. What if those girls went back into that apartment to get something too, and they grabbed her phone and deleted stuff out of it? I mean, I'm not saying they did, but I'm saying whoever lived there or whoever was there or whoever had access to that apartment, they could have done that.
The mother and father
that is sloppy police work, lady, that said you didn't do sloppy police work in the beginning.
The victim services and those of us in the homicide office at police headquarters. There, Rodriguez turned over Brianna's phone and gave it back to us. A further review of Brianna's phone shows a deleted digital suicide note dated Tuesday, November 25th of this year, which was written to specific people in her life. From the moment this call originated up until now, between all of the witness statements, all of the video evidence, and all of the digital evidence collected, at no time did any evidence point to this being anything of a criminal nature. Rather, our investigations revealed that unfortunately Brianna had made suicidal comments previously to friends back in October of this year. This continued through the evening of her death, with some self-harming actions early in the evening and a text message to another friend indicating the thought of suicide.
So that day, she's telling her friends, "I think I'm going to commit suicide. I think I'm going to kill myself." and we all just go out to the tailgate anyway? We don't sit down with her. She somehow jumps off the balcony and we're calling. I don't understand it. What? And they're not even the ones who called the police or called 911. It was a pedestrian on the ground, walking outside.
We recognize that hearing news like this can be difficult and may affect members of the community in very personal ways. If you or someone you know is experiencing emotional distress or mental health struggles, support is available. You can call or text 988 to reach the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, or contact Integral Care's 24-hour helpline at 512-472-HELP. That's 512-472-4357. Be connected with local crisis services, including mobile response teams. No one should have to navigate these kind of crises alone.
Thank you. Thanks, Casey. Oh, yeah. We won't be able to hear these, but that's okay. We'll move on to this next article about her. But I have a lot of questions about it. I would like to know about the note. I don't need to hear what it says. That's something that's probably very personal, and was just meant for her family. But I don't know. I feel bad. I feel bad that she wrote that note. I just feel bad about the whole thing. You know, I mean, I really didn't think that it would have been that, this would be the outcome. But her family went and got lawyer Tony Busby. And remember him? Who was he? Was he Diddy's lawyer? Or was he one of the victim's lawyers? I think he was a victim's lawyer. Who was he? What lawyer was he for? I just remember always making fun of him. I don't know why, but I did. Because he was just funny. But yeah, he got himself in there, I'll do it. I'm here. It says the parents of college undergrad who police say fell from the 17th floor of an Austin apartment building want more answers about her death. To get them, the couple has retained the San Antonio-based Games law firm along with high-profile Texas personal injury attorney Tony Busby. They're not messing around. They want to know. Police found 19-year-old Texas A&M undergrad Brianna Aguilera's lifeless body early Saturday morning on the sidewalk outside the Rio 21 apartment building in Austin's West Campus neighborhood. And just send me the information, Mary Beth. I'll see what I can do. It says here, Austin police initially told KSAT they found no signs of foul play and weren't investigating the case as a homicide. Like, what would signs of foul play look like? I'm wondering, like on a balcony. Maybe like a scuffle, but that could be cleaned up within 2 seconds. I mean, I don't know. Like, remember the person that went on that date, that guy that went on the date with the girl? I think he got off with it, but he was like, he recorded the date and she ended up going over, and it was like, I think it was like 27 stories or 17 stories. It was a lot though too. I remember it was a lot of stories. I mean, it was like really high up. She died. I can't remember the guy's name. But it says, however, the department has since pivoted, telling the TV station that the case is open and ongoing. Aguilera was in Austin for an A&M University of Texas football game on November 28th. The change in tune from Austin police follows Busby describing the circumstances as suspicious and the student's mother, Stephanie Rodriguez, publicly calling for more accountability. This is unimaginable and very suspicious tragedy. Busby wrote on Facebook, Brianna's parents firmly believe there is much more information that needs to be discovered regarding their daughter's death. They feel certain that this was not an accident. This was certainly not AS. This family deserves straight answers. We hope we can help them get those answers. Both Busby and Games law firm said they will hold separate press conferences Friday on the case. That's tomorrow. So we'll see about that, right? Rodriguez told KSAT at least 15 people were in the apartment at the time of her daughter's death. See, that's not true because some had left. I guess that's what the police are saying. I don't know. She told the station that Aguilera had been fighting with another person who was on the trip with her. There was a fight that happened between my daughter and another girl, and they were all staying in the same apartment that I have actual text messages of, and the detective just disregarded them. Well, the text messages, I wonder when she got them. Like, did she send them earlier in the day before she lost her phone, or was it the day before? And if it was the day before, you know how girls, they could make up in, 2 seconds. I don't know. I don't know if that really says much now that, now that I know that so many people left the apartment, but I don't know that. We don't know for sure, I guess, but that's what the police are saying. UT undergrad Deanna Rodriguez, who lives in the unit across from where Aguilera was staying, told Fox Austin that she heard screaming coming from the apartment that night as if something really bad happened. What's more, Aguilera's mother told Fox News, Fox and Friends, that her daughter's cell phone was found in her friend's purse that was thrown in the woods. Now, I don't know if we know if it was thrown in the woods. It was just found in the woods, like in a wooded area. But I think that the tailgate was near that wooded area. So they could have went to the girl with the purse could have went to the tailgate, and she could have went, oh, I have to go to the bathroom. And she could have went back in the woods, sat her purse down, forgot that she sat it down. And then maybe later on got too drunk to even be able to go look for it. Or she went to go look for it and couldn't find it. I don't know. I don't know if they had bathrooms, If they didn't have bathrooms there, maybe that's what she did. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate on both sides. But this was not accidental. Rodriguez, that's her mom, wrote in a recent Facebook post, and we read that. Someone killed my Brie and gave all the group of friends a lot of time to come up with the same story. My daughter would not jump 17 stories from a building, and to be labeling this as a suicide is insane. Busby has asked those with information on Aguilera's whereabouts on November 28th to contact his office at 713-223-5393. No matter how seemingly insignificant, please reach out to us. We want to speak with you. We want to speak to you. I feel like I could just see him doing that too. So, okay. So that's what I've got on Brie. Tom. Yeah, this is just a weird case. I need to hear that timeline again. I need to write that timeline out. I need to write that out and visually see that, because something isn't adding up for me in the timeline. And I hate that. Like, I hate when I can't figure it out right away. But let's move on to Anna Kepner. I don't have that many updates, just a little bit of an update. But let me flip these around. We'll read over this first, and then we will watch the video. Let me go down here. As everyone knows, Anna Kepner, she was the girl in early November 2025. She went on a family cruise aboard the Carnival Cruise Horizon, with her father, her stepmother, her grandparents, younger sibling, and then also a step brother that was 16. On November the 7th, they were going to dock on the 8th, but on November 7th, 2025 at 11:17 a.m., Anna was found dead aboard the ship in her stateroom. And that was the official death according to the medical examiner. Her body was reportedly discovered under a bed in her cabin, wrapped in a blanket, covered in life jackets. So that's what we know so far kind of about her death. Now, we do know a little bit because of the official documents, that have come out about her the child custody case between her stepmother and her second husband or first husband or whatever husband he was, father of her child. So that's how we're learning more and more about this case. But official documents for Anna, the death certificate came out and it was provided to the family, and they said that it was a homicide by mechanical asphyxia, suffocation by another person. And then, according to sources cited in media reports, Anna suffered neck bruises on both sides, consistent with like a bar hold, and that's like a hold across the neck. No official toxicology results have been released yet. The authorities responsible for the investigation are said to be the FBI, because cruise ship deaths that occur on international or maritime waters, they fall under that jurisdiction. So as of now, no charges have been brought to her stepbrother, who everybody, including the police, are looking at in this case because he was the one that was staying in that room with her. And we're hearing from her younger brother or sibling that they tried to go into the room and, was pushed out, wasn't allowed in there, and that there was fighting in the room that night. So that's why a lot of people are, calling him a suspect, including his own mother. I mean, his own mother said, my kid's a suspect. So, I mean, there's that. So this is going to be about tomorrow because they have an upcoming hearing, and they think that Anna's dad's going to be there. So they think Anna's dad's going to be there at the hearing because he was supposed to be served, and he got served, but they served him on his truck because his truck was turned on. They were trying to knock at the door. Nobody was coming. So they served him, and they just put it on his truck. But it says, in an upcoming custody court hearing, it's possible more information about Anna Kepner's death may be released. Anna Kepner, an 18-year-old from Titusville, was found dead aboard a cruise ship, Carnival Horizon, on November the 7th. Look how big that ship is. I still can't get over how big. Since her death, very few details have been publicly released by law enforcement, the FBI, or the medical examiner's office. Most details have come from court filings and documents connected to unrelated family matters within the Kepner family, or from interviews with family members and friends. So what's the hearing about, in case you're wanting to know? Chantel Hudson, Anna's stepmother, has an ongoing custody case with her ex-husband, with whom she shares children, including a 16-year-old who's being investigated by the FBI in connection to Kepner's death. To be clear, the FBI has not confirmed its investigation nor named anyone a suspect. Fox 35 and other outlets have reached out to the FBI several times regarding the case. The hearing will specifically address removing the stepmom's other children from her custody and putting them in the care of their father. The father is claiming that the kids should be immediately removed because of the cruise ship death and circumstances surrounding the vacation and FBI investigation. I think the lawyer or the judge said she wasn't going to do that. Hudson previously filed a motion for a gag order in the case, claiming through an attorney that the public exposure and reporting on the case and subsequent filings could lead to possible irreversible harm to the children and family, or could jeopardize the investigation and presumed defense. She wasn't saying that before all this, you know what I mean? Before her kid was in trouble. There was court filings before. She wasn't saying nothing then. A Brevard County judge ruled that the custody case involving Anna's stepmother and her ex-husband will remain open to the public. Okay, Anna's stepmother and her ex-husband. Who's expected to appear at the December 5th hearing? Okay. The family custody hearing is set for 9 a.m. at the Aguilera courthouse. New subpoena documents Fox 35 obtained show that a Florida Department of Children and Families employee, two people affiliated with the Kepner School, Temple Christian School, and Kepner's father, Christopher, are expected to attend the December 5th hearing. So people from her school, why would they have her? I mean, she's not, I don't know. It's not known if Kepner will attend after documents show he did not receive court papers in person. Rather, they were left on a car registered to Kepner. Anna Kepner's key details released in unrelated court documents. It says the FBI could be launching a criminal investigation into one of the stepmom's children. A 16-year-old step-sibling is part of an open FBI investigation related to Kepner's death. The 16-year-old is now living with a relative of his mother. Anna Kepner and her 16-year-old stepbrother stayed in the same room. Kepner's stepbrother was taken to the hospital immediately after the Carnival cruise ship docked at Port Miami. Kepner's mother filed a gag order claiming that reporting on the case and subsequent filing could lead to possible irreversible harm to the children. Anna Kepner is suspected of being murdered. Not suspected, she was murdered, but we know who Anna was. We know what happened. Okay, we know the timeline. Okay, we'll go over to this video. I think it kind of basically says what I was just reading, but we'll listen to it anyways. We'll see what they have to say about the hearing going on tomorrow. I wonder what time it is tomorrow. Maybe I can look at that and look that up while we're watching this. I couldn't get that out. Right? I don't know why he's not in jail. I'm wondering the same thing. You would think that they would have looked through most of the Carnival footage, but then again, I don't know how long it takes to look through all that footage, right? I mean, you're thinking about a boat that big. But if they have them at a certain point, I mean, you just follow them, you would think. I don't know. I think she's going to lose her other children. Yeah, I don't think they're going to. But I don't know if they'll give them to the dad or not. I don't know. Maybe they'll give them to her family members or his family members, or I hope they don't put him in state custody or something.
We are continuing to track developments in the death investigation of Anna Kepner, the Titusville teenager who was found dead on board a Carnival cruise ship. And now we're waiting tomorrow for a court hearing in that unrelated child custody case that has really been the only source of some information about what is happening in that case at all. I want to bring in Fox 35's Esther Bauer, who has been on the story from the beginning. She joins us live now via Zoom from Brevard County. And Esther, I know you've been digging into court documents and learning some more ahead of that hearing tomorrow.
Yeah, so we are going on nearly 1 month since this Titusville teen was found dead on that Carnival cruise ship. And December 5th is really the first time we are going to see direct family members in court here in Brevard County. And there were several new documents filed just this week, specifically relating to who each side wants to call to court. So some that we have been tracking, we told you last week that Anna's dad, Christopher Kepner, was being called to court. We'll get into that a little bit later, but some new people, some new faces that we could see also called to court. Someone from DCF is being called to this court hearing, as well as 2 people from Temple Christian School. You're looking at photos of Anna right now from the school. That is where she was a senior at the time she died. So those are the 3 witnesses we have seen called to court in these public documents for this unrelated family court battle. Now, how this relates to Anna's death is this is a custody battle between Anna's stepmother and her ex. And what we've learned through this case is that Anna's 16-year-old stepbrother is a suspect who is being investigated by the FBI for her death. So we're seeing Chantel's ex trying to tell a judge, this happened under my ex-wife's watch. I want my other kids still in her custody taken out of that family. So we talked with the lawyer about that. Does the ex-husband have a case using what happened on this cruise ship to try to get the other minor children out of her care? The lawyer that we spoke with says no. He says that this, unfortunately, has become noise in this unrelated family court battle. And while the ex-husband, the father, is using this as fuel to his fire, fuel to his fight, trying to get the other kids pulled, the lawyers that we're speaking with are saying that this judge is going to have to really tune that out and just look at the facts of the custody battle. He says it's very sad to see a family using a child's death to try to get their way. But unfortunately, when we see these custody battles, we see, I want the kids, they're already messy. And when you throw in a potential murder, it's just going to make it worse. So those are the 3 people that we are tracking, definitely have been called to court. And as Garrett, we spoke about, Anna's dad, Chris Kepner, was also called to court. However, there is some concern that he is going to show up at court, and that's because the court server really struggled to even serve him. There was a whole document listed in this public case breaking down how there are no trespassing signs, which we have seen for ourselves, plastered everywhere on this family's home. The court server did go up and tried many times to knock on the door, to ring the doorbell, to identify themselves as not media, as not a private person, as an official court server, trying to subpoena him to court. No one answered the door when they tried that way. There was a vehicle also running in the parking lot, and the windows, this court server wrote, were extremely dark, hard to see inside. This court server tried to knock on the window, seeing, is anyone gonna open the door, roll down a window? I need to serve whoever we think is in this vehicle. And this court server did also run the tags on that vehicle. It was registered to Christopher, so it was registered to Anna's dad. So again, this server tried many ways to make contact with whoever was inside the vehicle, ended up leaving those papers on the front windshield, went and about 30 minutes later came back and those documents were gone.
He's like, I'm done with y'all. I'm just leaving them on this car because I know you ain't going to leave this truck running for the rest of its life.
The court server said that they did try to look in the yard, see if they were blown in the wind somewhere, but they weren't. So there is some questions out there. Is, will Anna's father even show up to court? And then would he be held in the contempt of court for not showing up to subpoena, or as he was subpoenaed to be there? So just a lot of questions right now. And we did ask, are we going to learn more about what happened to Anna in this court case? A lawyer who, again, is unrelated to this case says it's likely because, as we mentioned, the ex-husband is using what happened as fire in this custody battle, trying to get the other kiddos out of the home. So it's likely we could learn some more details, what was going on that cruise ship. There were allegations that the kids could have been drinking. Were they drinking? Can that be, proven? Are there new developments? Everything we've learned about the FBI, even honing in on this 16-year-old stepbrother, has come from this case. So it's likely more details will come out. So we're going to be there tomorrow morning, Garrett, 9 a.m. sharp. We are expecting a lot of people to be at this court hearing. We will be in the courtroom, but it'll be our first time seeing face-to-face Anna's family and seeing what a judge rules in relation to this custody battle.
Yeah, you mentioned a big crowd expected. We know they've actually moved it to a larger courtroom than it was originally planned as well. So going to be interesting to see what all comes from that. I'm curious, from the attorney you spoke to, does regarding the serving the subpoena, does that count as official service of that process? Could he be held in contempt if he doesn't show, or is there that kind of opening to say, well, I wasn't actually served that subpoena?
Absolutely, yes. The lawyer that we spoke with does not think he will be, booked or taken behind bars. And he can absolutely say, I was not served, but it was just a major challenge for this court server to even make any kind of contact with the person that they were trying to serve. So definitely there are going to be, he can say, and if he is called again, why didn't you show up to court? He can absolutely argue, well, I never in my hands received those documents.
Well, Fox 35's Esther Bauer, we appreciate you joining us. And
I'm thinking I was subpoenaed once, and I don't remember them handing them to me. Like, I'm one of them peeps that you knock on my door, especially at that time, and I would have been out. Actually, I couldn't have went far because I was in a wheelchair, so that wouldn't have worked. But maybe I did answer the door, or maybe they got me and I was outside or something. That could have been it. That could have been it. But I've been subpoenaed. It's not fun to be subpoenaed somewhere because, if you're subpoenaed, it's not like this wasn't something that you were planning on doing, right? So you're just like, oh, well, there goes my Friday, So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I think that the judge technically has to only go based off of what he knows, right? But he can definitely go off this case. This is part of our parenting. They're there for a parenting custody hearing. Everything comes in. Everything can come in. I don't see why they would not bring that in, but I don't know. Yeah, Tom, you got that right. I hide in that closet. Yep. You know me. Yep. Shoot. I will run to that closet. I'm like, as fast as I can get there. I love walk-in closets now, especially with these doors. I'll be hiding in this one. I'm just kidding. I couldn't get into this one until earlier today. And Vincent, I don't know, he is a genius. I put stuff in places and it does not look that good. He put stuff in and it's all like magical looking. I could put like my other desk in there. I have 2 portable desks that I can roll around with me. And I was so excited about that. You the same way? I'm gonna get her off the screen. She's looking at it. She's giving us the mean look. But yeah, don't come to my house unless you're expected. I've always gotten bad news when I've heard knocks because people don't know how to knock. If you come to my house and you do the friendly knock, the bump, 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 I'll open the door. I'll be like, oh, someone's here to see me. But if you do the, I'm gone. I'm out. I used to sleep in my closet sometimes when I was little. But it probably wasn't the same, was it, Ashley? But my closet wasn't big neither. I don't know why I was trying to put my butt in there. It was just like a regular, those closets that had, oh man, remember those closets with the brown doors? And the doors would always fall off the track. Oh my God, I hated those doors. I took my doors off when I was a teenager. I was like, we're taking these things off. I hated them things. You try to get something out of your closet and the door would fall off. I'm like, you would be able to hide in those. How many people wants to know? My brother, he's one of them. And actually, he just walked in probably. I don't know. I don't know what he would do. Oh, the closet. I didn't get it. I didn't get it at all, Ashley. I was just thinking, man, Ashley's lived a hard life. Man, it's these ibuprofen 600 milligrams, man. They're tripping me out. Man, that's so funny. They do want to knock like they're the police. Oh my gosh, I feel like an idiot now. It's been a rough couple of days, let me tell you. It's been a rough couple of days. And it wasn't too bad, but I mean, we should deport me. We should for that. Thinking Ashley slept in the closet. Shit. I've slept in my closet before. When I was a kid, I thought it was so cool. And I don't even like tight spaces. Why was I in my closet? I guess my brain thought it was like another room. I don't know. I did walk into that one. I really did. And I had no clue. I was like, what are you talking about? You had me feeling bad thinking you slept in the closet. Not technically in the closet. JK, you can stay. Oh man, I'm on one, ain't I? You guys should have saw this yesterday. I just want to say that people that get dental work done, praise you guys. It's like, it's on a whole new level. It's just a whole new level. But I did fall asleep, which was good. And they said it would make me forget the appointment. Yeah, I forgot the appointment, but I didn't forget about the money that I spent. Oh my gosh. It was so much. I was like, this is for what? Like, and then I left and Vincent was like, you're mad. And I'm like, yeah, I am. I said, I feel like I just left. I didn't even get anything. I lost something. Like, I was like a little upset. I didn't even get the laughing gas. They gave me the full sedation. They had me out. Well, it wasn't like full sedation. It was that hypnotic kind of where you could be awake. But I mean, I wasn't. I was out. Casey, that's me, but put like the last 2 years. It's been like this. Probably at least once or twice a month. Yeah, I'm at the dentist. I live there. And it's not bad. And just because he didn't get the vein for the IV the first time, we'll forgive him. But I've never had them do that. I've had someone blow my vein once on accident where it busted. This one didn't even bust because he was just in there like trying to swim for it. And I'm sitting there going, it's okay. It's okay. Just breathe. Just breathe, And I'm like, not really loving you right now, guy. I'm like, did you find it yet? Like, I think I said that. Like, did you find it? That sounds like fun. Who the hell sleeps in a tub? I don't know, but I slept in a closet, so I'd probably sleep in a tub too. Oh my gosh. So did they take them out all at once, Casey? Because if you, like that is, I mean, I guess if you're just trying to get them all out, I guess that would be one thing, but that to me that would be so much pain. That'd be so much, like, this isn't too bad. Like, it's just like here and there, and that's why I'm going to go up tomorrow and talk to her about it. Plus I had to cut my stitch already, which I know I shouldn't be doing that, but it was too long. It was going between the, like the prosthetic thing that holds like the prosthetic up. And I didn't like that. They blew your vein. Oh my gosh. See, maybe they did. Maybe they did blow my vein because like the medicine was going into my bloodstream. They're like, yeah, it's going in. It must have hit the vein. And then the guy that put it in was like, why didn't see any blood come out? And then this little guy come in. I'd never seen him before. A little Asian guy just sent from above. Comes floating in there and he's like, get that out of her arm. And I'm like, thank you. Thank you, sir, whoever you are. He said, we're going to do it in the hand right here. I said, oh, bless your heart. I'd rather do it on the top of my hand. People say that's the worst spot. It's the most painful. I don't care. It doesn't bother me because I know you're going to hit that vein. It's so big. Look at that thing. Right there. There's like 2 of them. You got 2 to choose from. And then you got a few over here in this hand. Like my hands are veiny. But they put it in the side, which was fine. I don't mind that. But you put it in your arm up there. You can't bend your arm. Who does that anymore? That's like so like old school, I feel like. And I was going to tell him like, that's not the vein. Because he's like, oh, perfect vein. I want to say, no, it's not. But I thought maybe it is nowadays. It's not. Yeah, it was swelling. Yeah, and it was hurting. Oh, it was, yeah, Ashley, it was hurting. I'm one of them people, I'm really good with pain. And I was sitting there and I'm like, this is hurting. This is hurting. I'm like, it's hurting a little worse. Because I told him, I said, well, maybe it's because you just pricked me. And I'm like, no, it never feels like that. It doesn't feel like that burn. It was a burn, like a burning feeling. Like, but it hurt. I don't know how to explain it. It was like sharp pains, but it was burning at the same time. And then I was like, I don't know, maybe you should take it out. I was like, but I don't know. Like, because I didn't want him to prick me again because it hurt so much this time, right? And I thought I thought maybe I was like over exaggerating. And that's what I do. I do that to myself. I feel like I'm over exaggerating. So then when that little guy came in and he was like, no, her arm it was like swollen, I guess. Like it was swelled up right there. He's like, get that out of her. And then after they got it out, it still was hurting. I was like, this is still hurting. I know, Casey, you sound like my mom. That's what my mom used to say. Because I like right after my car accident, I was in my wheelchair and I wheel in to my orthopedic surgeon for my legs. And I'd be crying to my mom the night before, right? I'd be in so much pain. I'd be crying. And I go into the orthopedic surgeon and they'd be like, how you feeling? And I'm like, great, doing fine. And I would go home. My mom's like, you didn't tell him, did you? And I'm like, nope. And then that night I would be in pain again. And my mom would have to hear it because I didn't want to tell the doctors. Finally, I told the doctors, but I don't know what they did. It was like they were doing some crazy stuff, and I didn't like that. I want that. I'm gonna tell them I want the one guy to do it. Because like they did it right here. It's a little sore, but it's fine. I don't know if I even got a bruise though where they did it. Why does it look like there's like 3 or 4 holes up on my arm though? I'm gonna ask her tomorrow. Because it looks like they pricked me a few different times. I know I always usually ask for butterfly needles too, Maggot Mom. I was even thinking that when he was pricking me, I was like, you should have said butterfly needle. You know better. You know better. Like I know these things, but I just didn't. I just didn't think about it. Oh, it was bad. It was bad. And Vincent's terrified of needles. Like he is. I told him, I said, you would have been out of there within 2 seconds. I said, oh my gosh. He, you know, but don't worry. It's okay. Well, when you go in, but see, those people, they take blood all the time. They're great. They're phlebotomists. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I thought phlebotomists, they know. If you just know which ones to use, which arm and which, to use, then yeah. Yeah, you'll be good, Mary Beth, I promise. I think I have to do a nerve test. So all over my body. They said no needles though. They did say that. I forgot. They said no needles this time. Because last time they did it, they put needle in my leg and then they told me to flex my foot. That's not fun. Hey, KCG. Thanks, honey. Yeah, they got me. To test your iron. I need to start taking my iron pill. He houses out. That's no Willows. That's probably Vincent. Like the one time I remember him coming back to, he always goes back with me for surgeries. But the one time I remember, I didn't warn him yet. I didn't warn him about the needle because I forgot. He just went like this with his arms. He's like, I'm out of here. And he walked around the corner. It was so funny. We were laughing so hard because he doesn't like it. Really, baby girl? Yeah, it hurt. It hurt. I mean, I was just like, this is not fun. It was in there for like 15 minutes too. Vincent was like, how long? How do we get here? I don't know. Well, probably because yesterday I had to get my tooth pulled. KCG, they prescribe it. So I could buy it. They set off on the shelf, but I just keep buying it through the pharmacy. But it's not that much. It's only like $5 or $6. It's not like I'm spending like $50 or, you know what I mean, because it's just through the pharmacy. But yeah. Oh, what? Oh, yeah, no, see, I would have been out. No, not me. Oh, yeah, that's how I do feel. I need to start taking it. I'm going to take it actually before now. Yeah, teeth. I hate teeth. Oh, my gosh. Like, oh. Well, we got the price, after we got there. I was like, is that a 9? It wasn't even like, there was like 5 prices. I was like, is that bottom one a 9? And I was like, I think I'm going to throw up. I told Vince. I was like, just add it up. It was bad. So, but yeah, I'm very thankful that I got to get it fixed. They got to remove it, which now at least when I eat, like I can't really eat on that side, but I did a little bit tonight. I ate like for the first time on both sides and I was like, yes. Yeah, KCG, for sure. Email me. Yeah, we could do that. For sure. Yeah. Email me. titaniumbuiltboo@gmail.com if you don't know my email. With orange juice. I didn't. And I left my apple juice there too. I still am regretting that. With orange juice. Okay. I'll have to get some orange juice because I really do like orange juice. Magamama, I don't have dental insurance. I mean, I do. I have dental insurance, but they don't pay for what I'm getting. It's like it's so much. It's so much. And like Vincent's like so sweet. He's like, well, what do people do if they can't pay? I said, that's why there's people out there without teeth. I said, do you think that people that don't have teeth are wanting to be there without teeth? I said, it's because they can't pay. And he's like, oh, like I love him. He's so sweet. Like he's so sweet. But I know that I think he has pretty okay insurance. If he had okay dental insurance, I would marry him up in a second and then I'd divorce him in another second. I'm just kidding. My insurance is really good, but I would divorce him in another second. Just kidding. Would never do that. But no, I'm just saying, like, if he has good dental insurance, I'm gonna ask him. No, I don't think he does. I don't think anybody does. Really, I don't know anybody that does. And if you do, they will like pay for like crowns and things of that nature, but they won't pay for like, extensive dental work, which sucks because I feel like your teeth are just as valuable as your eyes are. Fight me on it. Oh my gosh. They did like a flipper for me, but it's not like your normal flipper. It's like it was like customized for my teeth because she did one that matched. Like, see? So that's can't even tell. Except for up at the top, it's a little like it needs to be connected a little bit more. But other than that, it looks fine. Yeah, and actually, Vincent didn't have it for the longest time. I have it. See, they didn't give me chiclets. I was surprised, but he didn't have insurance for the longest time. But I guess nothing happened to him. Good thing, but Oh, hey Lee, hey princess, we're just getting ready to get off here. I know I need to get my vision. I need to get new glasses, but I don't. They only pay like. They give you like the ugliest glasses through my insurance. And it shouldn't matter. I should just be thankful that I got the glasses for free, right? But I'm sorry. I'm not doing it when I have to be on camera with y'all. They be looking weird. I'm about to go find a pair. Like I have like an old pair that would be like sort of similar to what they look like. But you know what I mean? They just don't look, I don't know. I like my Warby Parkers. They're not that expensive. I just don't know how much they would be with a bifocal. I don't even know if I'd like a bifocal. I probably wouldn't. Yeah, they do. They give you the ugliest ones. Yeah, I just buy my own too. That's what I do. Because they be ugly. The Rosanna episode was, yeah. See, that's what I thought was going to happen though. Yes, I do. Well, it's not near me, but it's the hospital that I go to. So I went to Ohio State. I don't care because everybody knows it, but that's where I went after my car accident. And it's Ohio State University Hospital. So it's huge. I mean, it's a beautiful hospital. And they saved me and they saved my face and they saved my arm and my legs and my feet. And so I trust them with like all of me, right? So even though the IV was a little, you know what I mean? I'm still going to trust them. I'm just going to next time say, we're going to let the dentist put this IV in. You know, the guy that's been doing it forever. Yeah. We're not letting this guy do it with the beard. That's all I just remember he had a beard. Really? Well, I'm glad that your insurance covered them, especially your daughters too, because like, you both wear glasses. Hey, princess. Yeah, all the nice ones you have to pay for them, yeah. Maybe I should get some funky ones though. Maybe I should. I should get some funky looking glasses that they give you like. Yeah, I wonder how that works. The 2 pairs of glasses for $70. Clarkson. Oh. Really? Oh gosh, I feel bad for him, princess. I like Warby Parker because they'll send you 5 pairs and you can try them on in the comfort of your home. I'm a homebody. And then the ones I got, I've never seen glasses like this. They're like double. Oh, look, how the hell is that one get dirty every time? Oh wait, that's actually the one I use. But they're like double. There we go. So like the bottom half is like brown and then the top half is green. They just look really cool. I've had these for 3 years and they have like not a mark on them because I put them in my little glasses case after I use them. Yeah, and if you need to talk to someone, in case you talk to us, don't worry. I had to come on and talk to you guys about mine, about me losing my tooth because I mean it's hard to lose teeth. Which mine is just from those stupid metal wires, you know, and then it kind of like pisses you off a little bit because it's like it wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault, but you know, I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens. As of right now, I paid for just what happened yesterday. I didn't pay for my new tooth or the metal implant part, like the pole part on I need 3. And those I'll get to them when I get to them. Like whenever, 4 months from now, so April, I'll get my first one put in. Or maybe 2. I want to try to get 2 put in at the same time. If we can do all 3, that would be freaking excelente. But we'll see what we can do. But you never know. So maybe I'll get rich. So I got to get rich by April, just to let everyone know. Just got to get rich by April. So if you have any ideas on some quick rich schemes, just kidding. I'm just kidding. Let me know. But I'll be back on tomorrow. What is tomorrow? Friday? Tomorrow's Friday already. The 5th. Okay, so we're going to hear from Anna Kepner's family. We'll find out some stuff about that. I thought something else was going on the 5th, but I'm not sure. So whatever it is, we'll figure it out, and then I'll talk to you about it tomorrow night. So I'll be back on tomorrow sometime, and I will see you guys all then. I hope you guys have a great week or great weekend. How about you get a job and not stare at your phone? Who is staring at their phone? There, David? It makes no sense. Oh, and also, you know who you are that did the order for my online boutique store that I do own. That's an LLC. I got your candles going out tomorrow. Thank you so much, honey. I appreciate that. So I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you guys for being here. It's great to have a YouTube channel and people that actually want to come and spend time with you every evening. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for being here. I'll see you guys all on the next one. Bye, guys.
Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Hold your breath and feel the tension. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I wanna taste consumption. Be faster to waste clovers in my pockets. Count 'em like the 4-leaf clovers in my locket. Untied laces, yeah. Just tripping on daydreams. Got dirty little lullabies playing on repeat. Might as well just ride around the nursery and count sheep.